Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. I welcome you all at the English Ocean Academy and I hope you all are doing great. So, today is the 19th day of our MCQ session. The ਅੱਜ ਦੇ MCQs are going to be the writer Alexander Pope. Good evening Ritu, Usham, Preeti, Aman. जल्दी जल्दी वीडियो शेयर कर दो, सब्सक्राइब कर दो चैनल ते लाइक कर दो. गुड इवनिंग आरती, मनदीप, प्रीति, अमन, वेरी गुड इवनिंग. हाँ जी, लेट अस वेट for other students to join and then we will start with our question series. हाँ जी, so I hope we should start, I guess. All right. During which period the post of poet laureate was created? Jacobean age, Elizabethan age, Restoration age, or none of these? During which period the post of poet laureate was created? Jacobean, Elizabethan, Restoration, or none of these? Yes, Jacobean, Restoration age. They फर्स्ट पोएट लॉरिएट सीगे जॉन ड्राइडन. ये फर्स्ट पोएट लॉरिएट सीगे जॉन ड्राइडन, राइट. चलो. फ्रॉम विच राइटर पोप वॉज इंस्पायर्ड द मोस्ट एंड कॉल्ड हिम हिज मास्टर? जॉन मिल्टन, जॉन ड्राइडन, जॉन डन और चॉसर? फ्रॉम विच राइटर पोप वॉज इंस्पायर्ड द मोस्ट एंड कॉल्ड हिम, यस, राइट अंकिता, but he became the poet laureate in 1668. ठीक है, जॉन ड्राइडन पोएट लॉरिएट बने सी 1668 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਯੈਸ, ਇਟ ਵਾਸ ਜੌਨ ਡਰਾਈਡਨ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਜੌਨ ਡਰਾਈਡਨ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਸੀ. What satirical poem was inspired by an incident between Lord Peter and Miss Arabella Fermor? Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot, Windsor Forest, The Rape of the Lock, or none of these? What satirical poem was inspired by an incident between Lord Peter and Miss Arabella Fermor? Yes, it was The Rape of the Lock by Alexander Pope. In which work by Pope do you find the proverb to err is human, to forgive divine? ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਐਂਟੀਥੀਸਿਸ ਦਾ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਹੈ, to err is human, to forgive divine, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵਰਕ ਚ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ? Essay on Man, Essay on Criticism, Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot, or Epistle to a Lady? From which work this proverb is taken? To err is human, to forgive divine. Yes, it is taken from Essay on Criticism. Absolutely right, Harman, Ankita, Mandeep and Preeti. Very good, bache. Yes. In The Rape of the Lock, the Baroness provided a pair of scissors by ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਬੈਲਿੰਡਾ ਦਾ ਕਰਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ, ਲੌਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕੱਟਦਾ ਹੈ. Those scissors are provided to him by Philastrus, Ariel, Belinda, or Clarissa. In The Rape of the Lock, the Baroness provided a pair of scissors by, yes, Clarissa. Okay? Clarissa provides him the pair of scissors. What is the full form of IPA? International Phonetic Alphabet, Indian Phonetic Alphabet, International Phonology Alphabet, or International Phonetic Association? What is the full form of IPA? Yes, right. It was International Phonetic Alphabet, of which club Pope was a member. Lake Poets, Scribbler's Club, Bloomsbury Group or Fireside Poets. कई राइटर्स ਦੇ अलग-अलग ग्रुप्स बने हुए ਸੀ पोप ਕਿਹੜੇ ग्रुप ਨੂੰ बिलोंग ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ Yes, absolutely right. Scribbler's Club, very right. What kind of poetry dominated in the age of Pope? Lyric, allegory, satire or ode? What kind of poetry dominated in the age of Pope? Lyric, allegory, satire or ode? Yes, basically satires were written. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ Pope the Rape of the Lock was a satire. Augustan age is also referred to as age of neoclassicism, age of enlightenment, age of prose and reason, या all of these. Augustan age is also referred to as age of neoclassicism, age of enlightenment, age of prose and reason, या all of these. Yes, all of these. Along with it, it was also called age of Pope. Okay, age of Pope भी किया जाता सी. To whom did Pope dedicate the translation of Iliad? William Wycherley, William Shakespeare, William Congreve or William Thackeray? किसनू dedicate ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ Iliad ਦੀ translation? William Wycherley, Shakespeare, Congreve or Thackeray? Yes, it was dedicated to a dramatist. Is age the dramatist ਸੀਗਾ ਇਹ William Congreve. On which work is the Dunciad modeled? Absalom and Achitophel, the Medal, the Hind and the Panther or MacFlecknoe? On which work is the Dunciad modeled? Hanji, absolutely right. It was modeled on MacFlecknoe. ਤੇ ਡਰਾਈਡਨ ਦੇ ਮੈਕਫਲੈਕਨੋ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰਡ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ who is the writer of the poems moral essays writer of the poems moral essays Joseph Edison Pope Swift or Richard Steele Who is the writer of the poems moral essays? Yes, it is Alexander Pope, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 4 poems ਸੀਗੀਆਂ okay 4 poems or what we say it was written in the form of 4 epistles ठीक है जी Pope attracted public attention for the first time when he wrote The Rape of the Lock, Essay on Man, Essay on Criticism or Pastorals ਕਿਹੜੇ work ਦੇ ਨਾਲ famous ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ Alexander Pope The Rape of the Lock, Essay on Man, Essay on Criticism or Pastorals. Yes, he became famous with Essay on Man. Very right. What is Pope's poem? Essay on Man see ke Essay on Criticism see? I am also doubtful. Essay on Man see ke Essay on Criticism see? Gurpreet, are you sure, bache? पहला केड़ा वर्क आया सी Essay on Man आया सी कि Essay on Criticism आया सी Essay on Man पहला आया सी कि Essay on Criticism if you remember the dates हाँ जी, एसे ऑन मैन ता काफी बाद चो आया सी है ना। हाँ हाँ, यस, एसे ऑन मैन ता बहुत बाद चो आया सी। जी जी बिल्कुल सही है। एसे ऑन क्रिटिसिज्म, जी, एसे ऑन मैन, एसे ऑन क्रिटिसिज्म ਤਾਂ 1611 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ, ਇਹ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ 33 34 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, so it was too late. Yes, right, thank you Ankita. What is Pope's poem The Rape of the Lock based on? Pope's dream, a real fact, an old legend, or a rumor? What is Pope's poem The Rape of the Lock based on? Pope's dream, a real fact, an old legend, or a dream? Oh हाँ, 17 17 17 17, ठीक है, 17, ओके जी। It is based on a real fact. Yes, ਉਹਦੇ friend जॉन कैरल ने आके ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਸੁਣਾਈ ਸੀ, ਇਹ जॉन कैरल ने। In what profound undertaking did Pope attempt to vindicate the ways of God to man? Paradise Lost, An Essay on Man, Essay on Criticism, or The Rape of the Lock? Vindicate the ways of, clarify or justify. Okay, clarify or what we say justify. Yes, it was Essay on Man. Absolutely right. Alexander Pope's edition of Shakespeare was roundly attacked. He responded with what burlesque, ridiculing critics and writers? An essay on man, the rape of the lock, the Dunciad, or moral essays? पोप ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਡੀਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਸ਼ੇਕਸਪੀਅਰ ਵਾਲਾ, ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਅਟੈਕਸ ਹੋਏ ਸੀ, ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ, so with which burlesque he replied? Yes, it was the Dunciad. ठीक है जी, Dunciad. The Rape of the Lock is a parody of which epic poem? The Aeneid, the Odyssey, the Iliad, or Paradise Lost? The Rape of the Lock is a parody of which epic poem? The Aeneid, Odyssey, Iliad, or Paradise Lost? Yes, it was the Aeneid. Yes, right. Aeneid. Who asked Pope to write a comic poem about the historical incident between Arabella Fermor and Lord Peter in order to reconcile their families? Joseph Edison, Jonathan Swift, John Carroll, or Henry St. John, Lord Bolingbroke? किसने कहा सी रेप ऑफ द लॉक लिखण वास्ते अलेक्जेंडर पोप ਨੂੰ? Yes, it was John Carroll. Very right, John Carroll. Which character is named for an Amazonian queen in Greek mythology? Thalestris, Belinda, Clarissa, or Umbriel? ਕਿਹੜਾ ਨਾਮ ਲਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ Amazonian mythology ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ? Yes, it was Thalestris, जो कि Belinda दी फ्रेंड सी, ठीक है, फ्रेंड सी Belinda दी। In Canto 1, which character warns Belinda in a dream that some dire disaster will befall her that day? Thalestris, Umbriel, Ariel, or Clarissa? In Canto 1, which character warns Belinda in a dream that some dire disaster will befall her that day? Thalestris, Umbriel, Ariel, or Clarissa? Yes, it was Thalestris, right? It was Thalestris. With what are the four types of spirits associated? Four types of spirits are associated with the 4 points on a compass, the four elements, four phases of life, the four nations governed by the British Crown. Governed. हाँ जी, जो फोर स्पिरिट्स ने निम्फ्स है, सिल्फ्स है ना, salamanders hai, they are based on, yes, the four elements, right? Fire, water, earth and air. What do the four types of supernatural beings correspond? Oh my god, I've already given you the answer. Four types of supernatural beings correspond to spades, hearts, clubs and diamonds, ace, king, queen and jack, earth, air, fire and water, north, south, east and west. Four types of supernatural beings correspond to yes, earth, air, fire and water. Which of the following books were translated by Alexander Pope into English? Bible, Iliad, Odyssey, Les Mirabilis, Mater et Magistra. Which of the following books were translated by Alexander Pope into English? Bible, Iliad, Odyssey, Les Mirabilis, Mater et Magistra. Yes, it was Iliad and Odyssey. Iliad and Odyssey दोनों translate कीते सी. With which epithet Alexander Pope was known? Wasp of Twickenham, Fly of Twickenham, Poet of Twickenham या all of these? With which epithet Alexander Pope was known? Wasp of Twickenham, Fly of Twickenham, Poet of Twickenham or all of these? Right. Wasp of Twickenham. Right. Who is satirized in Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot by Alexander Pope? Who is satirized in Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot? Edward Curl, Edmund Curl, William Congreve or George Farquhar? Who is satirized in Epistle to Dr. Arbuthnot by Alexander Pope? एक फिजिशियन ही सी उस टाइम ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸੀ ਜਿਸਨੂੰ ਉਹਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਆਰਬਥਨॉट ਯੈਸ ਇਟ ਵਾਸ ਐਡਮੰਡ ਕਰਲ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਐਡਮੰਡ ਕਰਲ ਨਾਮ ਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਸੀ who inspired Pope to write an essay on man? Colley Cibber, Lord Bolingbroke, John Dennis or Congreve? Who inspired Pope to write an essay on man? Colley Cibber, Lord Bolingbroke, John Dennis or Congreve? Yes, it was Lord Bolingbroke, right. When was an essay on man originally published? 1785, 1734, 1701 or 1658? When was an essay on man originally published? Yes, 1734, right. How many epistles make a part of Pope's essay on man? 4, 5, 3 or 6? किन्ने epistles ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ divided ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ Pope ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ man in relation to the universe, man in relation to society, man in relation to himself, man in relation to nature? Yes, there are 4 epistles. Very good. In which form did Pope write an essay on criticism? Blank verse, free verse, iambic pentameter or heroic couplet? In which form did Pope write an essay on criticism? Blank verse, free verse, iambic pentameter or heroic couplet? Yes, heroic couplet. Very right. Heroic couplet form च लिखा सी. Who praised an essay on man in these words? The most beautiful, most useful didactic poem ever written in any language. हाँ जी. No, heroic couplet. Dryden ते पोप दोनों heroic couplet विच लिखते से. ठीक है? The most beautiful, most useful didactic poem ever written in any language. Voltaire, Hobbes, Thucydides और Johnson. जोसेफ एडिसन. किसने कही सी यह गल? Who made this statement? Yes, it was Joseph Edison. Right. Joseph Edison. चलो जी. In which year Pope's philosophical work Essay on Criticism got published? 1709, 1710, 1711 or 12? In which year Pope's philosophical work Essay on Criticism got published? 1711. Okay. Which of these works is not written by Alexander Pope? Windsor Forest, Epistles to a Woman, The Dunciad or Eloisa to Abelard? Which of these works is not written by Alexander Pope? Windsor Forest, Epistles to a Woman, The Dunciad or Eloisa to Abelard? Yes. Epistles to a Woman नहीं सेगा. ठीक है? From which disease Pope used to suffer? Tuberculosis, cancer, spinal disease or leprosy? From which disease Pope used to suffer? Tuberculosis, cancer, spinal disease or leprosy? Yes, he suffered from spinal disease. ठीक है? Spinal disease तो suffer कर रहा सी. By faith, Alexander Pope was Roman Catholic, Protestant, Anglican or none of these. By faith, Alexander Pope was Roman Catholic, Protestant, Anglican or none of these. हाँ जी. की religion, केड़ा religion सीगा Alexander Pope दा? Yes, right. He was a Roman Catholic. Very good. He was a Roman Catholic. Right. What do you call a category of literature identified by form, content and style? Genre, satire, irony or composition? Category of literature identified by form, content and style. Yes, it was genre, not satire. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕੈਟੇਗਰੀ ਆਫ ਲਿਟਰੇਚਰ, ਨੋਵਲ, ਡਰਾਮਾ, ਪੋਇਟਰੀ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਫਾਰਮ, ਕੰਟੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਸਟਾਈਲ. We are talking about category of literature, that is genre. Okay, the pastorals by Pope are in dash number 3, 4, 2 or 5. The pastorals by Pope are dash in number 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2 or 5. Hanji. Yes. 4 based on 4 seasons. Yeah, जी 4 seasons they based. Hanji. Okay. In the sky, a bird was heard to cry. Misty morning whisperings and gentle stirring sounds belie the deathly silence that lay all around. Above lines give a subtle example of alliteration, allusion, assonance or consonance. Bilkul, bilkul, Mandeep, summer, winter, autumn, spring. In the sky, a bird was heard to cry. Misty morning whisperings and gentle stirring sounds belie the deathly silence that lay all around. Above lines give a subtle example of alliteration, allusion, assonance or consonance. जल्दी 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 हाँ जी कादा एग्जाम्पल लग रहा है यह लाइन्स दे विच इट इज एसोनेंस एसोनेंस वाउल रिपीट हो रहा है वाउल साउंड रिपीट हो रही है ठीक है बच्चे वाउल साउंड रिपीट हो रही है काय आए क्राई आए बर्ड ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰ ਹਰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮਿਸਟੀ ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਵਿਸਪਰਿੰਗਸ पर stir ar फिर sounds ow and around vowels repeat हो रहे ने so it is assonance alliteration कित्थों है सिर्फ इत्थे repeat हो रहा है misty morning ते stirring sound that is it alliteration when consonant sound is repeated okay when a consonant sound is repeated okay Augustan age is also referred to as all of these who arms the baron with pair of scissors who arms the bear ये बस क्वेश्चन दी फॉर्म चेंज करती क्वेश्चन वो सेम ही है कि सीजर कौन दिंदा है बैरन नो सो दैट वाज क्लैरिसा ठीक है who introduced the in linguistics the concept of Lang and Parole Charles Sanders Peirce Ferdinand de Saussure Noam Chomsky or Edward Sapir who introduced in linguistics the concept of Lang and Parole Lang and Parole किसने इंट्रोड्यूस किया सी चार्ल्स सैंडर्स पियर्स फर्डिनेंड डी सोशर नॉम चॉम्स्की और एडवर्ड सेपियर yes very right it was Noam Chomsky oh it was Saussure yes okay बच्चे हुन कल वास्ते जिहड़ियां आपां हुन सारियां एजेस कर चुके एलिजाबेथन ते जैकोबियन ते थोड़ा लिटरेरी टर्म्स लिंग्विस्टिक्स ठीक है तो कल मिक्स क्वेश्चंस होंगे ठीक है उन्हां दोनों एजेस चों बेसिकली एलिजाबेथन एज ते जिहड़ी ये जैकोबियन एज ठीक है सो देयर विल बी मिक्स्ड क्वेश्चंस ऑलराइट थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन गुड नाइट सी यू टुमारो हैव अ गुड